So it's all because of the way that the planets orbit. Here is a chart that goes and talks about how fast each planet orbits and how quickly it transits the zodiac. But the outer planets stay in signs for such a long time that they don't necessarily affect us on a personal level. So Pluto stays in the sign for anywhere between 12 to 30 years. Thinking about Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto entered Aquarius in 2023. Pluto will stay in Aquarius from 2023 to 2043. That's a whole 20-year transit. So that's not necessarily personal to you. Whereas everybody who has your same moon sign, the moon only stays in the sign for 2.5 days. That's something, 2.5 days is a lot more personal than 20 years. Even for like Pluto, for example, the Pluto transits tend to match up with the generations. Like, for example, they just announced Generation Alpha, I think, which are the new babies, or is it Generation Y? I don't know, but whatever. The new generation that they just announced for all the babies born this year and beyond are a new generation. And again, that makes sense because the Pluto generations tend to match up with, the baby boomers, the millennials, the Gen Zs, all of that. If you track the years that Pluto transits the sign, they tend to get pretty close to the way that they mark generations and things of that nature. But yeah, it's all based on their planetary orbits. And that's why also, so when it comes to the outer planets, that's why it does not make sense to use the outer planets for rulerships. And that's why a lot of astrologers only focus on the 7 traditional planets to rule things because, for example, Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio. But again, Pluto stays in the sign for 12 to 30 years. That's not personal to you. So when you go to make delineations and things like that based on rulership, it doesn't make sense to use those planets. So I hope that was helpful.